I see lots of videos of people talking about collecting for the original Xbox and for the Xbox 360. But rarely anybody talks about collecting for the Xbox Series X. And honestly, I think that should change. Because while most games are now going digital in 2026, physical games do still exist. And this might be the last generation where that's a thing. So today, I'm going to talk through my Xbox Series X collection. And before we get started, let me know down in the comments whether you still buy physical games for the Xbox Series X in 2026. So yeah, first of all, just talk a little bit about collecting Xbox Series X games or buying physical games today in 2026. I think people are going to look back on this generation in a completely different way to how it's perceived right now as the current generation. Now, digital games are obviously becoming more the norm, and you could say even more so on Xbox because of Game Pass. And that just means that people are not buying physical games as often or as much as they used to on older generations of consoles. And honestly, even as a collector with over 1,000 games, that applies to me too. I subscribe to Game Pass, and that means that if a new game comes out, like Forza Horizon 6 last week, for example, I'm going to download it and play it off Game Pass. I'm not going to go and spend £60 on a physical copy because I just don't need to. It would be a waste of money. Now, if it's a game that I really like, really enjoy, and it kind of means something to me, I'll then go out and buy the game later down the line when it's maybe a little bit cheaper. Or in very, very exceptional circumstances, if it's kind of like a remaster of a game that I absolutely love, even if it's on Game Pass, I'll usually buy the disc just so I've got it for the collection. However, I do not buy games digitally, like apart from subscription services. So if a game is on the Xbox Store, I will just go out and buy the physical copy, whether that's on Amazon, whether it's Argos, whether it's secondhand from CEX. And yeah, I genuinely think this could be the last generation where physical games are even a thing. Maybe the next generation of gaming is going to be completely digital, who knows. Anyway, that is enough waffle. Let's get into my Xbox Series X collection. But one final thing before we get there, just to caveat that this also includes my Xbox One games, and that's just because A, they're the same case, and B, let's be honest, I haven't pulled my Xbox One in for probably 10 years now, and all my Xbox One games work on a Series X. That's the only place that I play them. So I kind of consider this library of games an Xbox Series X library of games, if that makes any sense at all. And I've got 66 games in the collection, and no, they're not alphabeticalized at all. So it's going to be a random order, and because there are so many, 66 games, I'm going to rattle through these pretty quickly. So let's start with the first game in the pile. That is Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy. Now, this is, for me, a must-own. I am a massive Vice City fan. Massive GTA fan in general, really, but Vice City, for me, is the top 3 games of all time. This collection obviously includes 3 Vice City and San Andreas, so 3 absolutely iconic, epic games. I do have all 3 games dotted around the collection in their kind of original form, so on PS2 and Xbox 360. But yeah, when this came out, I got this on day one and popped it in the console, played it, and yeah, wasn't a big fan. It wasn't that great. I only tried Vice City, but it was pretty terrible, and probably need to jump back into this because apparently they fixed a lot of the issues that were there when it came out. And for me, just a must-own in the collection, really. Next up, we've got the absolute staple, my opinion, just the face of Xbox. You know, Halo has always been the face of Xbox. Master Chief is that's what he is. It's an absolute staple, and that is the Master Chief Collection. Again, an absolute must-own for anyone who's got an Xbox One, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, whatever you've got. This includes basically all the best Halo games that have ever been released, all in one place, all enhanced, and they work better on the Series X than before. And yeah, you can play online with this, you can play the campaigns, it's got it all, it's just a must-own basically. Next up, we have got Middle-earth: Shadow of War. Now, again, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, and there's not been many good Lord of the Rings or Middle-earth games in recent years. Going back to like the PS2 and the original Xbox era, Two Towers and Return of the King were both really good games, and we've not had much since. But the Shadow Collection, I think it's Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, I think there's 2. Yeah, both really good games. As you can see, this one is sealed. I have played this game, but I played it on PS4 rather than Xbox. I think I got this one in a charity shop for like £2. And it was still sealed, so I thought I'll pick it up anyway. If everyone will play it on Xbox, I can do. But yeah, I would recommend that game. Then we have got The Evil Within. Now, I've not actually played the first one. I've played and completed the second Evil Within. So me and my fiance in recent years have been trying to play through as many of the like modern survival horror games as we can. So most of the Resident Evil remakes, The Evil Within 2, the Silent Hill games, We just not had a chance to jump into the first Evil Within. We started with the second one because we heard it was basically much better graphics and things. When I'm playing with my fiance, we just like more than modern games to play downstairs on the main TV. So yeah, that is what I need to jump into. Then we've got another staple of a Halo game, and that of course is Halo 5 Guardians. Now this got quite a lot of stick and bad rep when it came out, but I actually really enjoyed this one. I think it was, in fact, let's not lie, this is probably the weakest Halo game in the entire franchise for me, but at the same time I still really enjoyed it. I thought the online was fine. Campaign, yeah, was pretty bad, but online was fine and I still had a good time with it. Do you need to own it? Probably not. If you've got the Master Chief Collection, I'd rather play all the games on that than play this one. Then got Lego Marvel Superheroes. I do like the Lego games. Again, great couch co-op games, especially with my fiance. Won't talk too much about that. People know what the Lego games are like. You know, if you've played any of them, they're all pretty much very, very similar. All good games. And yeah, that is in the collection. Then got Monster Energy Supercross 5 Championship, the official video game. Now, this I think is the first one that is Series X. The rest have all basically been Xbox One games, I think, that work on the Series X. This is actually a Series X game. Yeah, really good fun. I always enjoyed racing games, probably more so like rally, off-road, dirt bike, quad bike, them kind of games. And that's what this is. It's good fun. And yeah, I just enjoyed playing through this, getting most of the achievements. And it holds up well today. I'll be surprised if it's still £5 because I don't see this one that often. I think it's one of the rarer, so to speak, titles. Then got WWE 2K20. Won't talk about these. Everyone knows wrestling games. I like wrestling. Don't play the games too often, but enjoy them with friends now and again. And then Borderlands: The Handsome Collection. This one includes the pre-sequel, I'm guessing Borderlands and Borderlands 2, I think it is. Yeah, all 3 games. Now, I've obviously got all of the original Borderlands games on the 360, and that's where I played them growing up. So I've not actually played them on this version. Don't know if it's any better. Let me know if it is down in the comments below. Then got NBA 2K21 and NBA 2K14. I mean, 14 obviously is way old on the Xbox One. This one probably came out on the Xbox One and the Series X, I'm guessing. But yeah, just your generic basketball games. I think I mentioned on loads of videos that sports titles are my guilty pleasure. I love sports titles, whether it's football, ice hockey, basketball, whatever it is. Get me a sports game and I will play it. So yeah, you'll notice there are quite a few in the collection. Resident Evil Village. Again, like I've said, the Resident Evil games I've been playing through my fiance in the last couple of years and I absolutely love them. Don't know where I'd rank this one amongst the other Resident Evil games, but this was actually the one. Kind of got me back into them, and then I started playing the remakes. Really good game. I've said this is probably arguably one of the scariest out of the ones I've played. The first 10 minutes of this game I found pretty much impossible, being the first Resident Evil I've jumped into for years. Yeah, but really good game. As you can see, £25 I bought this pretty much when it was, well, fairly newish. We then get Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Again, I think this is part of like a trilogy of Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and can't remember what the other one is called, but I'm pretty sure there were 3 of them. Basically a Tomb Raider reboot. Good games. Play almost identical to the Uncharted games on PlayStation. Personally, I prefer the Uncharted games, but these are pretty fun. And then the game that I've tried to get into 20 times, can't ever get into it, and that of course is Cyberpunk. So yeah, I bought this on day one all of years ago, pre-ordered it. Everyone knows the issues, I don't need to talk about them here, but I had a bad start to life. I couldn't get into it, I actually got a refund for the game back at the time. Picked it up, popped it in, installed this game so many times, tried to play it, and for whatever reason I just cannot get into Cyberpunk. I know people are going to tell me it's a great game. I know it probably is a great game, I'm not denying that, but yeah, just a game that I've never got into, even though I really want to get into. Cars 3 Driven to Win. Literally, this is a great game. I like Disney, I like racing, as I've already mentioned, and yeah, pretty easy 1000 gamer score on this one as well. It takes a bit of time, but it's a fun game, and this one I think is slowly going up in price very, very slightly at the moment. Then got Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Mainline Crash Bandicoot game that came like years after the last one. And yeah, I mean, it's just a really, really good Crash game. Introduced loads more features into this one that didn't used to be around back in the old days. And yeah, whether you play it on PS4 or Xbox One, probably a must-own for this generation or the Xbox One generation. As you can see again at the top of this one, it does say Series X. I can't remember what year it came out, but obviously it's a Series X game as well. So yeah, one of the best games of the generation. And then another Xbox Series X game as well is Star Wars, Lego Skywalker Saga. And for me, this is the best Lego game ever. I know that's not everyone's opinion, but they massively changed the format in this one. You almost like playing in third person on this one, and as opposed to like having a camera and you run around the world, you're almost behind the character a lot. Big open world, you can basically go across wherever you want, across the Star Wars galaxy. You can visit which planet you want, tons of puzzles. Yeah, it's massive. I think it was like 400 characters to unlock. Again, a really satisfying 100% if you can 100% this one, and I really enjoyed it. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Now, this is a Steelbook version. I never played a Yakuza game in my life until I got this one, and I got absolutely hooked on it. Spent about 60 hours completing the main story, as well as quite a few of the side quests. And yeah, Yakuza Like a Dragon. I tried to get into one of the newer Yakuza games last year. Can't remember which one it was, and wasn't that big of a fan of it. But for some reason, this one, maybe it was just the time when I played it. I went to Japan like 2 months after it, so I was really enjoying the Japan setting and Japanese games. Yeah, fantastic game. This would be my top, let's say this would be my top 3 games of the generation, if I had to pick one. We then got a game I never played, Battleborn. Again, picked this up, I think it got 50p this actually in game. They had tons of copies, getting rid of them, still sealed. I don't know if it's any good. Similarly with Star Wars Squadrons, as you can see there, this was actually at Tesco. You never see games at Tesco anymore. Certainly not at my Tesco, but this one for £3.75. I thought I'll pick it up, I'll play it one day. Never played it. I do love Star Wars Battlefront 2. Play that quite a bit, and that obviously has got the spaceship, I can't remember what they even call it now, Starfight I think it's called, Starfighting, where you fly the X-Wings and TIE Fighters and etc. So not really had a need for this one. And then on to one of the greatest games ever made, not just on this generation, but just in general. And that, of course, is Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, a million things have already been said about this game. The ratings, it's on everyone's, like, must-play games of all time. 10 out of 10s, yeah. Nothing more I can say about Red Dead Redemption 2 that's not already been said. But definitely a must-own this generation, whether that's on the PS5 or the Series X. And then similarly, I've also got Fallout 4. I'm just checking because I think I've got 2 copies of Fallout 4. I do. Yeah, 2 copies of Fallout 4. Not sure why. Looks like one of them were 49p, which is actually incredible for how good of a game this is. Like, you can pick it up for 49p over here in the UK. Again, similar to Red Dead Redemption 2, there's not too much I can say about this, apart from, if you like Bethesda games, if you like open world games, this is one of the best games ever made. And still holds up really well today. And then we've got FIFA 17, FIFA 20, FIFA 19, and FIFA 16. Yeah, once again, I am a sports guilty pleasure. Sports have a guilty pleasure. I do like a good sports game, and not that these are good games, but yeah, I love football, play football, watch football, and don't mind playing football on the Xbox. So usually I do pick up the latest FIFA title. So sorry for all the FIFA haters out there. Oh, and also FIFA 16 and FIFA 15 again. 2 more FIFAs. Then we have got Marvel Avengers. Now, as a Marvel fan, I got really excited about this game. I absolutely love the Spider-Man games on the PS4 and PS5. And this just is, let's be honest, nowhere near as good. Look, it's not bad. I put this game in, I had like 5 or 6 hours of fun with it, and then it got pretty stale. All the characters feel the same, basically. None of them feel unique. The combat's not super satisfying. I mean, it's okay at first when you first start, it's a bit new, but it comes stale pretty quick. And I'm pretty sure the online part of this game is an absolute mess as well. Another WWE game, WWE 2K15. And then Doom. Now, I remember playing Doom Eternal. I don't think I've actually played this one. I can't remember if this came before Doom Eternal or not. Again, this one's sealed. I think I actually got this one in the same place. I think it was in game where I got the 49p Fallout. I think it was like 49p and it was bound game 1 free, and this was also on there. Yeah, certainly got a game seal on it. And also from the same shop, another 2 games that I've not actually ever opened, I've never heard of them, whether they're any good or not, and that is Bleeding Edge and Surviving the Aftermath Day 1 Edition. Again, I think these were both 49p games, and I just picked them up because I thought at the time, you know, for that price you can't go wrong. If you ever get bored, maybe I will pop these in and play them one day. And then there's a game that I have completed, I have 100%ed, and that is Overcooked All You Can Eat. Now, in fact, when I say 100%ed, I think I 100%ed Overcooked 2, and I think this is like a game of the year, or not game of the year, but it's like oh, there we go, both games and all DLC remasters. I think it includes Overcooked 1, Overcooked 2, and all the DLC. Yeah, absolutely fantastic game. I would 100% recommend this if you've got a friend or a partner or family members who want to play a bit of couch co-op. This is arguably the best game to do it on. I know I said I love Lego Star Wars, but I think that's only 2 player, whereas this one you can have 4 players on the same couch. Yeah, brilliant game. Tons of fun. You might fall out, you might argue with each other, but it'll be worth it because it's a great game. Now that's what I call music, or now that's what I call sing, because if you want to sing and do a bit of karaoke, then you've got to have a game to do that on, right? And then Tropica 5, which I've not played this one. I think I played Tropica 3 on the Xbox 360, but I've not jumped into Tropica 5 yet. Oh, in fact, it's Tropica 4. Tropica 4 is the one that I played on the Xbox 360, so I imagine it's just a better version of that, really. Then another absolute staple of this generation and every generation, and that of course is Minecraft. The best-selling video game of all time. A game that I don't mind popping in now and again and playing. Not huge, like I'm not obsessed with Minecraft like some people are, but yeah, a good game, and again one that almost everyone has in a collection, whether it's on the 360, the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X, the PS Vita. It is everywhere, this game. And then Fallout 76, which had a really bad start. I would still say this is nowhere near Fallout 4 levels. Obviously this one was designed to be more online, more like the Elder Scrolls Online, but never really took off. There were quite a few issues with it at the time. I think like most live service games, this has got better since launch, but I still don't think it basically holds any light compared to Fallout 4, which is the one to play if you want to jump into a Fallout. And then Yakuza Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. This is the one I think I tried to get into after playing Like a Dragon, and for some reason I just couldn't. Now, it's a fairly new game, I think maybe a couple of years old. This is an Xbox Series X game, as you can see. And yeah, it's the same, most of the same characters as Like a Dragon, so I'm not sure why I couldn't get into it. But it's one that I might revisit this summer, actually, once I've completed Forza Horizon. Now, the newest game that I actually only picked up yesterday is Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, and yeah, that's because, as I've already mentioned, pretty much same as the other Lego games, me and my fiance are going to play through this over the next couple of weeks. Now, there's probably one franchise I've not mentioned yet that you're thinking, how has he not mentioned this? How has he not got any of these games in his collection? And that, of course, is Call of Duty, because I mean, how can you actually have an Xbox or PlayStation collection these days without having a Call of Duty game in here? I've not actually got as many as what I thought I had. So I've only actually got Modern Warfare, Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare. Call of Duty games are just games that I've never really got into or played. I think the main reason I bought these is because I was getting into Warzone, especially like over COVID and since COVID times, and yeah, I think you had to have the game like level up your guns to play online so you could use them in Warzone with your friends. That was the only reason I basically bought them. Never played them anymore. And then the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which, if I have to remember what this is now, I think this is 1, 2 and 3 all remastered. I think it is basically the Master Chief Collection but for Gears. And yeah, if you're a Halo fan, you've played the Gears of War games, you've probably played them 15, 20 years ago when they first came out, and this, I imagine, is just the best way to play them. I've not actually played them myself since the 360 era. I've revisited Halo a lot, and Halo is the preferred shooter out of the 2 Xbox shooters. But yeah, Gears of War, you can't really not have it on an Xbox collection, can you? Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. So despite growing up in the 90s, or being born in the 90s, I never actually played the Tony Hawk games growing up, and when this came out, the remake, you know, they're obviously such cool games and known for such having a cool soundtrack and being edgy and all that kind of thing. So I thought I'm going to have to play this and see what all the hype was about back then. And yeah, absolutely amazing. Love these games. They just work so well. I was kind of people, you know, to master this game is really, really hard. I have not mastered it, but to put this in and play is really, really good fun. I did pick up 3 and 4, and I don't know if I've actually got it in the Series X collection. Maybe I picked that up on the PS5. But yeah, 1 and 2 were miles better. I was not a fan of 3 and 4 as much as 1 and 2. And yeah, even if you didn't play these when you were young, when they were out, I would recommend jumping back into them now. The learning curve, like I said, to become really good is quite steep, but the learning curve just to become okay is not that bad at all, and it's pretty easy to get into. Then got another sports game, if you can call it a sports game, and that is Snooker 19. This is the gold edition. This was £20. I only bought this actually like 2 weeks ago. And I think the price of snooker games have gone up a lot because similar to darts, where darts got really popular after Littler kind of got all famous and won the World Championship, the old darts games went up in price because no new darts games have been made. And similarly this year when the snooker was on TV, there were no new snooker games basically. So if you want to jump back into one, this is pretty much the newest one you can get from 2019. And yeah, it's £20 in CX. But as someone who plays snooker and enjoys snooker like other sports, it was a game that I just wanted to play for a bit. I would not recommend this one. It's really, really hard. And yeah, it's not very fun at all. Mark McMorris Infinite Air. I got this because I went snowboarding last year for the first ever time. For some reason, I don't know if I thought like playing the game would help me get better at snowboarding or what. It was probably just that because I was getting into snowboarding a little bit. I saw the game in the shop for $2.99, as you can see, bargain price, and thought I'm enjoying snowboarding. I'll probably enjoy the game. Never actually played it to date, so one that I need to pop in and play at some point. Project High Rise Architects Edition. This is one it's kind of like a puzzle game. I don't know how to describe it actually. It's like a real-time strategy puzzle game where you essentially have to build a skyscraper. So you can kind of put offices in it, hotel rooms in it, but then you've got to make sure like it has all utilities like your toilets and your water and electric and everything linked up. Yeah, bit of a strange game. It's the kind of game that I really enjoy. I played it once when I first bought it for about 5 or 6 hours and haven't ever played it again since. But it's a cool game, it's something different, and I don't mind that. Another huge franchise that I'm surprised I've only gone through one game of so far. In fact, I haven't. This will be the first one, and that is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If you watched any of my videos, I've talked about Assassin's Creed games tons of times because I absolutely love them. Particularly this era on the 360, Assassin's Creed 1 through to Black Flag were amazing. Fell out a little bit with them when they went open worlding with Origins and Valhalla, but then recently really got into Odyssey last year. Bought the Medusa Collector Edition and 100%ed that game, and yeah, absolutely loved it. Valhalla, never finished this one, got about, I'd say like 10 hours in. Wasn't for me at the time, probably one I need to revisit now that I love Odyssey so much. Sunset Overdrive, again, it's one of them other £2.99 games that will bound get one free, so essentially £1.50, and I never played that one. I actually thought it was the same. I used to play a game when I was younger called Cell Damage, and how that game looks, the artwork looks and the style looks very, very similar to Cell Damage, and I think that's the main reason I picked it up. Then got Guitar Hero Live. So in the 360 era, which I'm talking about a lot in this video, and that's just because that is my favourite generation of gaming of all time. Guitar Hero Live, yeah, so absolutely love Guitar Hero growing up. Guitar Hero 3, Guitar Hero 2, Legends of Rock, Warriors of Rock, World Tour, they were all like my childhood. And obviously they changed the formula when it came to the Xbox One. So it's a game that my fiance got me for, I think, one Christmas or birthday, and I did enjoy it. It's just nowhere near as good as the old school games. They kind of changed the mechanics of it, made it more like live, and yeah, it just wasn't really Guitar Hero anymore. Elder Scrolls Online, for me, I prefer the Elder Scrolls games than the Fallout games. So as a Bethesda fan, the Elder Scrolls games are my favourite RPG, favourite open world games ever, and yeah, I don't mind online. I've put quite a few hours into this, not as many as some people. I do prefer Skyrim. I do prefer Oblivion over this, but it's okay to play from time to time, especially if a friend fancies jumping on for a bit. I can never pronounce this, but I think it's Duex, I don't know. Again, another one of those bound get one free, cheap £3.99 games that I've picked up and never played. I think I played the old one, again, going back to the Xbox 360. And then one of the first games I actually ever played during this generation, or during the last generation, so the Xbox One generation, was Dishonored. Now, I absolutely love Dishonored. I thought it was amazing. So when Dishonored 2 came out, or when it was even announced, I was like so excited. But again, I just couldn't get into this one. I don't know what it was. Dishonored 1 is probably my top 10 games of all time, certainly like top 20, but Dishonored 2, I just felt like maybe the new freshness of Dishonored kind of, that was it, that had been done, and Dishonored 2 didn't really grab me in the same way the first one did. The Surge, I picked this one up at CEX for £2 a couple of weeks ago. I don't even know what this game is. I don't know why I even picked it up. I think I was trading something in, had £2 left in a voucher, and rather than carry a receipt around with me, I just thought I'll spend £2, and that game was on the shelf. Then got Watch Dogs 2. Again, the Watch Dogs games are... I've never been a massive fan of them. I have played them. For me, yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird premise. In fact, the premise is quite interesting, but just games that I've never been a massive fan of, really. And similarly with Gotham Knights, a game that I really wanted to get into, but just a game. Like, I absolutely love the Batman Arkham games. Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight, Arkham City, my favourite games of all time. Some of my favourite games of all time. I absolutely love the Spider-Man games, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Superhero games should be really good fun, and for me, Gotham Knights isn't that much fun. It got stale really quickly for me. I mean, if you do like Gotham Knights, let me know down in the comments below, but I don't think anyone plays this anymore. I think it pretty much bombed soon after coming out. So 2 games left to go, and they are one more of the buy one get one free $3.99 games. As you can see, I got a few of them. I think there's like 6 of them I got when I was at the game, and I don't think I've opened any of the 6. But when you're getting games for like £1.50 each, you can't really turn your nose up at them. And then finally, I actually got this one from the Leeds Game Market earlier this year, and that is Need for Speed Heat. And yeah, I've played this one on Game Pass. I do like the Need for Speed games. I do like racing games, whether that's arcade races or whether that is simulation races. As I mentioned, I'm currently playing Forza Horizon 6. I'm hopefully going to 100% that one. So this one's going to be on a back burner at the moment. But yeah, fun game. And the Steelbook looks absolutely amazing with this one. So yeah, I think that is all 66 games in my Xbox One / Xbox Series X collection. As I mentioned before, there are a couple of games behind me that I will just very, very quickly talk through. So Ori Will of the Wisps, absolutely love both Ori games. Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori Will of the Wisps are both amazing. I've got The Evil Within 2, also The Evil Within Limited Edition. And up at the top, which I'll put some more kind of footage of, we have got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like I mentioned, the Medusa Edition, which is in a huge box, actually bigger than my Series X box that the console itself came in. Am I going to keep collecting for the Xbox Series X? Yes, of course I am. Like I mentioned at the start, if a game's on Game Pass, I will play it through Game Pass. I'm not going to go and spend £60 on a game I already pay to download, to have the privilege of playing it digitally. But if a game doesn't come to Game Pass, if a game is on the store you have to buy and I want to play it, I'll go and buy the physical copy. I will not be buying games digitally on the store. And likewise, if I absolutely love Forza Horizon, if I do 100% it and I spend 100 hours with that game and it becomes one of my favourite racing games ever, I probably in 2 or 3 months will go out and buy the game, or I'll go out and buy the controller, like the Forza Horizon 5 controller. And that's just because I like to have games that I love represented in my game room on display. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep gaming.